All right, Tucker, one more countdown. Hey, everybody. We're here live with Email Review Week 1. Got some amazing guests here today, AJ, Amelia, and David. First, I'm going to go around, do introductions. Then we're going to get right into the email. AJ?
My name is AJ Williams. I'm an SDR at a company named FASA. We have a software that manages open source for tech companies.
Awesome.
Great. Amelia?
Yes. Hey, I am Amelia Taylor. I am over at Seamless.ai. I'm a sales rep over here. I am sort of a liaison between sales and marketing, doing a lot of ABM, ABS kind of outreach. So I'm excited to be here and to review along these rock stars right here.
This is great. And then we have David.
Oh, what a squad. Honored to be here. My name's David. Right now, I'm on the creator manager team at LinkedIn, working directly with influencers and people who want to create content. But I've been an SDR at collegeadvisor.com. I'm going to be an SDR at LinkedIn in a few weeks. So reading, inhaling, and digesting cold emails has basically been top of mind for the past few months. So absolutely stoked to tear this apart.
That's great, David. Okay, great. So, hey, this is our first episode here. The goal of this is to write better emails and get them delivered. I want to make this very clear that we're trying to help everybody out here. We are looking at ways to kind of distribute the content after. A couple of things about the show I'd just like to kind of give out. We are going to give the name of the company because it will help make this more relevant. We will not be giving the name of the SDR. And this is a real email that was really in my inbox, and they sent it to me. So I've talked to my lawyers about this, and they said it's totally fine. If they emailed you, you can share it. So we're good there. Okay, so let's get into the email first. First thing we want to do, and this isn't really a subjective thing, this is just more of a delivery. So the number one thing, and this is one of the things I'm not seeing. Yeah, Tucker, if you want to click on the email header, yes. The biggest thing on emails right now is email delivery. So it's there's in my newsletter you can check. I talk about how to actually get your delivery right. You should definitely review that. I'll just go down here. This one is almost perfect, except there's actually something that just came up that I just saw that's going to cause this to not get delivered. So let's scroll down a little bit. Right there. Okay. So in the red, what that means is that is actually saying that they have over 10 SPF records, and that right there will actually cause them a big problem. So this typically happens when SaaS companies deploy a lot of different other SaaS products. So as you can see, they're running Google. They're running, I forget what MCSV is. They're running SendGrid. They're running Mailgun, Zendesk, Marketo, and Salesforce. Now, what happened was whatever the last one they put into production, that actually put their email over the number of SPF records that they can have. So that right there is actually going to really, really hurt them in terms of email delivery. I just noticed this as we were taking a break. I'm sorry I didn't mention that. But that right there will probably put them in the spam folder at most Fortune 500 companies. With COVID and the attack surface kind of expanding, that will happen there. So that's really all we have from a delivery standpoint. And we'd encourage the audience, please give your scores, please comment. We really want to see those. But what we're going to do first is we're going to go over to AJ, who's had a chance to look at the email, and he's going to break down his review first. Go ahead, AJ.
Yeah, so for the score, it's a decent email, so I gave it a 5.4. So in the opening line where it says Sankari can help, typically in my emails, I want to stay away from can help because we want to make it focus on the prospect and making them the hero when they adopt your solution, instead of you being the hero and saying how you can help them. In the next paragraph, we see some social proof, which is good, but they could have made it a little bit more relevant and tied it into how it's specific to Jesse and Lead Magic, and how it would help benefit them. And then again, in the next paragraph, more on them being the hero, not the prospect being the hero. It's basically saying, you don't know what you're doing, and if you don't know, we can help you get there. And then the CTA is decent, but I would leave it more open-ended. So really just, is this worth exploring more? And then again, making it more customer focused. So you can just leave out the I'm available and just say, when works for you to meet. Yeah, that was pretty much the breakdown. But overall, it's the language is mostly customer focused, so it's not a lot of I's. And I like the social proof use.
Now, AJ, I got one quick question. Scroll down a little bit more, Tucker. What are your thoughts, just in general, about this one had kind of an opening where they offered a $25 gift card for the meeting. What are your thoughts on kind of a DoorDash? Do you think this is a good move for SDRs, or what are your thoughts here?
Yes, funny you asked that, because I actually just got introduced to kind of this concept of SDRs gifting things for meetings. And just off the top of my head, I would say in this situation, it's not the best because they're offering it before they've really provided any value or really seen if you're a fit, unless they did that research on the front end. So I would see this as more of being something on the back end after you book the meeting to offer that as a reward, personally.
Excellent feedback. That is a phenomenal review right there. That was amazing. That was really good. I can't even believe it. That was really, really good. Okay, we're going to go over to Amelia, and you can even agree with some of the same sentiment, or even disagree would be better probably right now in the world of everything that we're doing today. But go ahead, Amelia. We'll let you go next.
Okay, so we're going with the pizza review bar stool approach here, you guys. So where I'm at with this is overall score that I'm giving this. We're going with a 4.6, and I have very specific reasons as to why. First and foremost, the first portion of it is hi Jesse, and then all that. But you know that this is just going to be one of a million that are being sent out to other people. There's nothing that is the first line that's going to be a catch that's going to be about them. Saw that you did this, saw that you posted this. I checked out your about section on LinkedIn. Here's something that's going to pique your interest, because what's everyone's favorite topic? Themselves, right? So why is that not being the first thing that's going to be, oh, let me draw them in a bit there. That's point taken out there. Delivery was there. Yes, but did deliver in the sense of catching the right attention with the right value, the right value prop connected to what the needs are? I don't necessarily think so, because it's a little bit all over the place if you ask me. So there's the yes, all 5 with our data automation platform. Great, that's wonderful, but if by implying if you don't know where to start, that's saying I'll help you. Like, it almost undermines, it sounds like. It almost is like, oh, you probably don't know enough to know what to do. I don't like that. I don't like that approach at all. I think there's a much better way to put that. We'd love to help you find the starting point in the very best way possible, so you can kickstart this, show you exactly how it's going to be personalized, relevant for you and your specific use case, your needs, opposed to just throwing out someone else and what happened with them. Yes, case studies are great, use cases are great, but let's make sure it's relevant to you specifically, opposed to just throwing out some case study that might be relevant to everyone, right? Everyone. Big thing is use Grammarly, people. That is a big thing. You download it, use the free version. there's just little things in here that drive me nuts, such as commas that aren't there. And I'm just throwing, that is me personally just being silly about it, but it matters.
Like the heat. Keep it going on this one.
It totally matters. I do think that ending is okay. I don't like the pretty much all day portion of it. That's like, I'm laid back, I'm free, I'm on your time. You have to show that your time's valuable too. Like, you are just as valuable. Your time is just as valuable as the CEO over here. So show that you're important as well, opposed to just being like, oh, let me bow down to whatever it is that you need. Don't do that. That's not where I'm at all. That takes points away for sure. Thanks in advance, not a fan of that. More so throughout excited to see what we can make happen and the potential for alignment. That sounds a whole lot better. Also, the Happy Tuesday, let's nix it. And let's also nix the since I've been ghosted on a reply thus far. That's sassy, and I don't think I like that at all. I don't think that comes across in a very rude way. I feel it's like I just don't like it. I do like the $25 DoorDash gift card, but don't start with since you ghosted me and then want to give me something. That's really that's whiplash. And let's not whiplash our people. This is too much info at once. It's being, you've ghosted me, so let me give you something. No, bring the value first. That's what matters. I'm a fan of gifting platforms 100%. I think the $25 DoorDash gift card is not the way to go. I think there's other platforms that are going to do much better when it comes to personalized gifting, because the personalization wasn't delivered as much as it should have been. I do like that they shared their new index feature that they have on their platform. I do like that with the data quality score. I think that's great. And he did put some points in there about what, the value there. But, let me know if you have 30 minutes to meet Wednesday or Thursday, or book a time on my calendar below. Let me know. What CEO is going to have the time to be like, oh, you know what? Let me sit down and really let them know. Let me think about this. I don't think enough value was delivered for anyone to sit down and say, let me look at this and sit and have 30 whole minutes with you. Shorten it. If it's really valuable and they see the value in it, then it's not going to be 30 minutes worth of a conversation. You're going to be able to move quicker than that. And to meet Wednesday or Thursday, just say Wednesday or Thursday, AM or PM, which works better. Don't give them an out if you truly believe in the value of it. So this is going to be a 4.6 for me. I think there's a lot that could be switched up, and it could be condensed immensely. And that's it. That's what I got for you.
That was just an amazing analysis breakdown. I mean, I hope the SDRs listen. I actually just got an email from the SDR, and don't let this impact your voting, David, in my inbox, a follow-on email to this. So this is actually, we won't be sharing it here, but we'll let David go next. David, you look ready. Let's take it over to you.
Well, I'm really curious to hear what was in that third follow-up and touch point. But for this one, it's hard to cover new ground, and so I'll reiterate, reinforce, and try and add a few little bits of commentary. I gave this email right in the middle, around a 5.2. I want to start with the things that this email did really well. One of the things Amelia talked about is pronoun. There's a lot of you emphasis in there. If you look down the bottom, if you don't know where to start, here's social proof. Also, in terms of length, it's not too long of an email. It can definitely be trimmed and streamlined. I think the entire, if you don't know where to start, our customer specialists, I think all that can be omitted. But in general, we're not talking like 3 or 4 paragraphs. We're not talking huge attachments. I do want to say, though, on the topic of pronoun, the fact that they led with, I think AJ was so clear, Syncari can help. Immediately, something about you, Jesse, right off the bat, would have led to what Amelia was saying, an open rate. Sure, it delivered, but is it engaging enough for someone to be clicked on? And right now, that message preview is not being properly utilized, that real estate. Definitely think that social proof can be a little bit more streamlined. I think the biggest problem I have with it is actually the grammar. They're not necessarily grammar, but jargon. The readability score saying, they've increased their productivity and opportunities. Cool. But but then they've switched their application's native syncs to multi-directionally syncing. It's like, whoa, 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 whoa. Please tell me a little bit more. I think as Josh Braun says, like, how to make me more awesome. That's, in the end of the day, what we want to know. I think the third thing, if you don't know where to start, our customer specialist can help. That was a really clear opportunity to add value, but that was totally, here's what you can do for me. Instead of saying, let me parse through your issues and see where we can help, here's a masterclass that we're having. Here's a webinar about your data integrity. Here, if you want, we're doing this. We wrote this article. Here's a blog piece specifically around data that would be incredibly valuable for you. There was a huge opportunity for a deposit there that wasn't used, which is to my last point. There are 2 call to actions there, which makes this email incredibly challenging to respond to. There's, if you don't know where to start, we have specialists that can help. Would you be interested in chatting? And so right off the bat, there was definitely an opportunity to pick one and streamline it. I don't have too much of an issue with the interest-based Q&A. Saying I'm available all day, definitely, like Amelia said, be less generous with your time. But overall, I think the email definitely had a lot of potential, and I see huge opportunity to streamline, be more personalized, and also remove jargon.
Yeah. Wow. That was amazing. What would you give it as a score?
So I'd give it a 5.1, and I sort of broke it down on personalization, the call to actions, and also the relevance.
Yep. Okay, great. Let's recap the scores. Then I'm going to give mine. AJ, you gave it it was a 5.2?
I think it was 5.4.
5.4.
5.7.
Amelia was, what were you, Amelia? One more time.
4.6.
4.6. And
1,
David.
2, 4.2, but I'm going to go 4.6.
And David?
5.1 on this side.
All right, great. Well, I'll have to recap here mine, and Tucker will. Tucker, if you could get the average score here ready. I'm going to go on this one. I'm a 3.3 on this one. And there's a couple reasons here. The biggest thing is there's just really nothing that isn't copy and pasted. They didn't pull out any stats of anything that I'm doing. It's hard for me to go over anything above it. Now, I got to tell you, this is actually one of the best emails I actually have in my inbox right now. And I gave them a little bit of extra just because of the DoorDash thing. However, I don't think you can really get anything at DoorDash. Just even the delivery fee is probably going to be $25. So I don't know what that's going to really do for anybody. But, I'm on this one, I give it a 3.3. Just because it still just doesn't hit any relevance. It got delivered. It won't get delivered now because they just went over their number of SPFs. They've got just a crap load of money at that company. They gotta send real emails if they're going to really do this. If they're going to really take the time, and this might be a little harsh, and I'm not trying to be the bad guy here, but it's just this email is not getting a response. There's nothing personal. They didn't even read my LinkedIn. There's not one thing in here that you could even fake to say. Like, could you scroll down, Tucker, just a little bit? Yeah, I'm going to go definitely no response. It's just, it's a lot. Since I've been ghosted, I don't owe you a response at all. I never owe anybody a response in my inbox. I read every email. I even read the spam emails just because I'm like, trying to go masterclass here. But at the end of the day, like if you're gonna send an email and you're gonna take the time to do it, send it well. If you're gonna do these, or go for the volume. Now this might be a little bit unorthodox, but you might want to break the servers. Like there's a whole nother world of people that are just sending as many as you want. Now, Syncari is not the kind of company that can do this. And when I look at their go-to-market here, this is definitely misaligned to their product, because if you really think about it, they're selling a product that costs $20,000 a year minimum, right? Probably $15,000 to $20,000, and they're trying to acquire me. They haven't done any research about my company or anything, and they don't know that like the size or like any of that. They could easily figure this stuff out. I'm very active on LinkedIn, and I've given a lot of feedback, and I make a lot of comments. And there just really hasn't been anything in here that shows they did even 1 ounce of research. I wonder, like when I get these emails, there's a lot of these even bots sometimes. I wonder some of these things, like would it have been easier for them just to take a fake picture and put up a LinkedIn account and start sending it? like, and this isn't trying to be harsh. It's just, for me, it's just, there's no way I'm going to respond to an email that isn't personal. Now, there are ways that you could possibly come in and do something where you could maybe grab data from here to there or do something like that. You could pull in data from different sources and make it feel a little more personal. But there's just absolutely no way I can respond to this. And now I think the graphic was good, but I also think it was misplaced. It wasn't readable on a mobile. Like, there was a lot of little problems here. And then just the $25 gift card thing kind of really devalued their brand. I mean, this is a great company. They have great people there, and I don't think it's the SDR's fault here. I think this is a template that's in HighSpot or one of their enablement systems, and I think they're copy and pasting it and sending it out. So I'm going to give it a 3.3. Tucker, how are we doing on the average on that? What do you think that's going to? Let's see, 4.6. Okay, great. Yeah, so 4.6 is the total. This is probably one of the best emails in my inbox today, to be very honest with you. And it definitely will not convert. Probably going to have a very low conversion because it doesn't feel personal. It doesn't feel like you're connecting to the person. And I really want to appreciate everyone for coming on the show today. We didn't even use the full half hour. We're going to give you 7 minutes back. Love everybody here. 4.6 email review number 1 is in the books. Have a great day, everybody.